Hi, this is Joseph. It is Wednesday, July 10th, 2013. It's almost 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time or New York time. And you'll notice that today was a really big day. It was Bernanke's speech, FOMC minutes, things like that really developed and created some great trading opportunities. We ended up with about 280 pips on these 5 trades that I'm going to show you in about 24 hours. And it really all started off yesterday in the Asian session with the dollar yen, and we traded a continuation breakout trade, and you'll notice that here is the signal candle. So on that signal candle, here was my week's low. That was my consolidation range from the beginning of this week here, as marked off by this vertical purple line here. So here was my first continuation breakout signal candle. Now I call these trades out live in an alumni chat room for all of my students who complete the 7-week coaching, the one-on-one coaching course with me. And these trades that I call out, I specifically tell them and all of my students, I use my microphone and I also type this in trade details in the chat room, but I explain exactly which currency pair I'm going to trade, the entry, the stop, and the targets. And the entry and the stop and the targets are always the same on this particular technique on this time frame. So I'm looking for a 55 pip target and I'm using a 55 pip stop on this trade, the continuation breakout trade on this time frame, the 1 hour time frame, on all of the 4 currencies that I'm going to show you today. We're going to start off with the dollar yen. So the dollar yen gave me a signal candle with a low of approximately 61, 100.61, and my entry was 57 because I need a 3 pip entry. And you'll notice on the next candle it gives me that entry, but it doesn't go down to the 55 pip target, which was the 100 psychological level, 100.00. That was my final target. So you can see just how many hours it actually took before it reached its final target. Now I can't guarantee that every single time we take this trade it's going to take just 3 or 4 hours. Sometimes it'll take 7 hours. It really depends on the market activity, but I wanted you to see how all of this really developed and where it began. So we started off by trading this yesterday in the Asian session in the alumni chat room, and we earned 55 pips here. Now shortly after doing that, we traded the euro dollar, and we traded an HL30. And an HL30 is another technique that I developed to trade inside of consolidation. And basically what I'm doing is I'm waiting for that rollover period to occur and then identifying the previous day's high and low. And in this case, price was close to the previous day's low. So I need price to reach or retest the low or the high, depending on which direction it's going in, within 10 pips. And it does that here on this candle right there. It approaches the previous day's low within 10 pips, and then it gives me a reversal signal candle. And that reversal signal candle puts me into the trade, and we entered in this one, an HL30, at 1.2785. So my first target, because I do recommend trading 2 lots, you can scale out of this if it reaches a first target of 20 pips and then look for another 20 pips or a second target for an additional 20 pips. This trade is really easy and really affordable. I just use a simple 20 pip target, 20 pip stop. This is not like the first trade I just showed you a minute ago, which was the breakout trade. This is a bounce off of support or resistance. So with an entry of 27.85, I'm looking for a first target of 28.05 and then a final target of 28.25. So let's see how this one turned out. And here price reaches a high of 28.07. So here it reached its first target and I closed my first lot, earning approximately 20 pips. So my final target was going to be 28.25. And that happens here on the second candle after that. It goes as high as 29. So effectively I earned 60 pips with 2 lots. I got into the trade at 85, took my first profits at 28.05 for 20 pips approximately, and then the second lot was allowed to go from the entry of 1.2785 to 1.2825, earning me a total of 40 pips on that one. So effectively I earned 60 pips here. Now after all of that happened, we sort of waited for consolidation to break. And here we had our 1 hour candle. We switched back to our 1 hour chart because we're looking for the continuation breakout trade, which is the first trade that I showed you on the dollar yen. Same technique. We're using the 1 hour time frame, and when we get into this trade on the euro dollar, we're looking for a 55 pip target, and then we're using a 55 pip stop. But I need price to print a close completed candle above or below support or resistance. Here's my resistance point for the week. Here's my low point for the week. right here is my signal candle. That signal candle closed and gave me a high of 1.2982. Remember, just like with the dollar yen, I need a 3 pip entry. So I could not get into this trade until 1.2985. I'm looking for a 55 pip target, and here it hits its 55 pip target. You'll notice that this was a result of Ben Bernanke's comments today after the market closed, or just as the stock market was closing in New York. 55 pips here. So we earned 55 pips on the dollar yen, 55 pips here on the euro dollar, and then 60 pips on that HL30 on the euro dollar during the Asian session that I just showed you a moment ago. And we did the same thing on the pound dollar. Let's set this one up. We go back to the 1 hour chart. This is the continuation breakout trade. I need a closed candle above resistance or below support. Here is my signal candle right here, the first close completed candle. It gives me a high of 16. I need that 3 pip entry, so I could not get into this trade until 1.5019. Again, I'm using a 55 pip target and a 55 pip stop. And here it hits the 55 pip target. So you'll notice that even with these strong candles, the pullback, if you do it correctly, is very, very minimal. You do not expose much of your capital on a trade like this, but it's consistent and it works over and over and over again. This is the continuation breakout trade, and I called all of these trades live in the alumni chat room. Now we took one more, which was on the dollar Canadian. And on the dollar Canadian, we looked for, again, that 1 hour signal candle. Here's my consolidation range for the week. The support was actually from last week. And you'll notice that here was my first signal candle closing below last week's low there. That gave me a low point of 1.0459. Again, I need that 3 pip entry, so I could not get in until 56, and my final target on this was 1.0400. And you'll notice that right here it hits 1.0400, earning me 55 pips. So we earned effectively 280 pips on these 5 trades that I just showed you. Very simple, very safe, always the same target, always the same stop. And I called all of these trades live in the alumni chat room. And all of my students who complete the 7-week coaching course have lifetime access with no additional fees. They have a lifetime membership to my alumni chat room. And just to give you an idea of how effective the trades are that I call in the alumni chat room, I still have students from 2007, when I opened up my very first chat room, who come into the alumni chat room today and take the same trades that I call out live to all of my students in the alumni chat room. If you'd like to find out if coaching is for you, making money and earning trades just like the ones I showed you today in this video, sign up for the next webinar presentation that I do, which is live, and I'll answer all of your questions and I'll explain exactly how to take these trades in great detail. I'll share exactly how to use these techniques. I don't hold anything back. And there in the webinar you can find out about one-on-one coaching with me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you traded well today, and good luck trading for the rest of the week.